Good morning. Good morning, dear colleagues. It's a great pleasure to see you. So, good morning, dear colleagues. We are waiting still a couple of minutes till all our participants join, and then we will start. In the meantime, I would like to say that this is the great pleasure to see all of you, and there is the big interest towards this event. So, let's wait just another 1-2 minutes, and we will start. So, good morning, dear colleagues. I think we can start. Thank you so much for being here together with us. Thank you for your interest in today's event. So, from the very beginning, I would like to say that we will record this event just for our internal use, maybe for you to watch again this webinar, or maybe to check some information, or maybe for the people who haven't joined us today, but they would like to see what we will talk about. So today we will talk about digital tools for forestry and the opportunities given by the DigiMed tools. And we work together with the public organization FOR. So we are a partner of this consortium that is called DigiMedFor. These are digital methods and technologies for sustainable management in forestry. This project is accomplished in the framework of the program Horizon Europe and is supported by the European Union. A couple of organizational issues, and one of them is really very important. Today, we will have two languages and we will have simultaneous interpretation. We will have two interpreters, Ostap and Valentina. So please, dear colleagues, let's check whether the interpretation is operable. Please, in the bottom panel of Zoom, you will find three dots. You press it, then you find the globe icon or the word interpretation will appear. Click Ukrainian channel because there will be three options: original sound, English channel, and Ukrainian channel. So please choose original sound if you know both English and Ukrainian. If you want to hear everything in Ukrainian, please choose Ukrainian channel and you will hear the Ukrainian language in original, and if there will be something said in English language, you will hear the interpretation. So tell me, please, have you already chosen your channels? Is everything okay? Yes, we managed. Yes, everything is okay. I see there are positive reactions. Again, so let's do again. In the bottom panel of Zoom, there are three dots. You press three dots. There you see the interpretation, or it can be the globe sign. You press it, and there you will see three different options: Ukrainian, English, or original sound. And also in our chat box, General 1, you see the instructions in both languages, English and Ukrainian. So I think that we can start. If there are some issues, please, during our introduction, write in the chat box and we will find out how to resolve all the issues. As I have already mentioned, today we work in the framework of the project DigiMedFor, and we will talk about digital solutions for forestry industry, about the experience in DigiMedFor, and opportunities for forestry in Ukraine. Today we will have two different parts of the event. First part, we we will have Burcu Berk, our speaker, and she will tell about digital instruments for the ecosystem service assessment. You understand that this is very decent topic in Ukraine, in Europe. And if we have digital instruments, we see that a lot of things should be done. So the lecture or speech by Ms. Burchberg will be for 45 minutes. The second part of our webinar will be dedicated to digital traceability tools and instruments and different technologies. Also, we will learn about digital solution platform, and we will talk about it later. So I do believe that all of you are ready. And now I would like to introduce our first speaker, Ms. Burchuberg. She is the engineer in forestry as the background, and she works as the project manager in Barcelona, Spain, for DigiMedFor, and she probably is responsible for the ecosystem services assessment. She has background in the sustainable management of forestry, and Burcu is very keen on technologies and approaches based on different data. And all her efforts are targeted to improve transparency and sustainability of forestry management. So Burcu, please, the floor is yours. And while Burcu is sharing her screen, I will just remind that please mute your mics not to interfere with the speaker's speech. So, Burcu, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Lesia. Thank you a lot for the presentation. It's a pleasure to be here. So I I wanted to talk about, firstly, okay, so we are talking about digital tools of ecosystem services, but why we are doing this digitalization in forestry? Well, we know that forest has traditional backgrounds and rely on manual data, which is slow and limited. Forest comes from a complex background, and that's the reason digitalization allows us to simulate in a minute, providing actionable in improving sustainability for future and better management of the forest. Better to say, it makes our forestry sustainable management more easy. And of course, with digitalization helps us better decision making, efficiency and transparency, and replicability, scalability in different countries. So, and then so this is why we create digitalization, these tools for ecosystem services, as well as when we entered this DigiMedFor project in my research center, we knew that, okay, digitalization is important, ecosystem services is a decent topic, it is valuable for us, but at the same time, we knew that when we talk with the forest owner, we get the feedback that the data is fragmented, is not easy to reach all the data that we want to find. Or calculation of ecosystem services are not easy to access for the forest management unit. So, and also existing tools in the internet, in the Google, or who developed those tools are published, is not easy to find them. And also there is no tool that helps the forest owner or the consultants or the forest managers that to make decision making. For these gaps, for this lack of information, we developed digital tools for ecosystem services. So in our project in DigiMedFor, we are based in Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain. So we have diversity of the Mediterranean forest. So as you see, I will show you some nice pictures from our Catalonian forest. So we have more 46% of the Scotch pine, and then 41% holm oak, and also we have Aleppo pine, and then continues we have black pine, cork oak, European beech, dawn oak, mountain pine, sessile oak, and sweet chestnut species. And our location, so as I said, so in our work in Catalonia, we worked with PFC Spain. So PFC has 2,140 certified forest management units in Catalonia. So our digitalization work was to analyze the forest management units, ecosystem services data, how certified forests are contributing the ecosystem services. Better to say, I will show you the platform, but how certified forests are contributing ecosystem services, how non-certified forests are having the ecosystem services. So we digitalize this information. So how we did this. So first we take our information from Forest Lab laboratory platform, which has been developed for CREAF, the research center where I work, for Catalonia, Spain, that you see the map here in the green. So it only has been developed for this region of Catalonia region of Spain. So then I will show you the application. Better, I will go to app, just a second. So when we enter so we can share the presentations with the audience so they can check it. So we can also change the language here. So this tool is only for the ecosystem services that has been done for another project in my research center. So that how we install the data to work forward, I will just show you, because also it gives you an idea that this kind of tools could be developed in your country, in your region. So first, the data, what data we use to develop this platform. We have, so you can see here, temporal scale, you can select statistical data or NFI, which means for forest inventory data, the national forest inventory data. So we have different data. The first is 1990, 2000, and then we have the second one which is one is 1988, second one 2000, third one 2014, the last one they are developing currently. So you can select the statistical data, because the statistical data comes from the research that has been done. So in the project, they has been extracted the data from the research articles, papers that it has been showed here, or as I said, national forest inventory data. For example, let's do with statistical data, and then you can select how you want to show the ecosystem services. So spatial scale, that you can select local, municipality, county, province. So the local is more close to forest management unit. That's the reason we are gonna select local. And then indicators. So what kind of indicators? So better say ecosystem services indicators. So we have the list of ecosystem services. Then fauna survey, mushroom production, exported water, carbon sequestration, soil organic carbon, riparian forest cover, slope forest cover, etc., etc. So let's select, for example, carbon sequestration. So it will show us in the map. So I will also make the map more bigger. So ton per hectare per year, the data of carbon sequestration for a location. So this is not forest management unit. Again, we could do this for the last forest inventory data. And then our data, our ecosystem services are less because some are not calculated in the forest inventory. Or static we have, some of them we don't have in the national inventory. So that's the reason we use both data. So then here we can select mushroom production to see. So for example, this localization, what kind of, what is the percentage for a kilogram per hectare of the mushroom produced in this location. So coming back to, so again, also you can save this information and install with the different formats to use in GIS or different tools. So coming back to the presentation. So as I said, we were in our case, we use statistical data and forest inventory data from the forest lab. And then we got the data, we harmonized the data, we worked on it, and then so we used GIS and RStudio tool, and then we got PFC's Spain Catalonian geographical data. We merged the information we got from Forestry laboratory, and then we merged with geographical location, each forest management unit for certified forests in Catalonia. We merged this information, and then we have this platform of ecosystem services for certified forests for forest management units, because this tool that I showed to you, it is not for forest management unit, it's for location, municipality, province, etc. So, because we wanted to work to help the forest owners. So in this case, as I also show the importance of the certified forest, so we did this work. Coming to the new development, the tool that we developed in the project of DigiMedFor, we created this tool, you can see. So, well, this is in English. Now I will go to the web page, but will be in Spanish, but let me show you here. So when you go to the platform that we developed for PFCs with PFC Spain, we have, so we have provinces, we have municipalities, and we have also forest management unit, but for the this secret. We don't share it here, but it's available. So when you select, for example, your forest management unit as a forest owner, you will see all ecosystem services listed in your site. And then we have here carbon sequestration, soil carbon, mushroom productions, the fauna that we consider the bird, that we have the data of the bird life, and then exported water, how much water we are extracting from the forest after all the run away from the forest. So this was this has been developed, and also you will you are seeing here in this green section certified PFC area, non-certified. So when you did click for each municipality, for each ecosystem service, you will see what is the value for certified forest, the value for non-certified forest. Clearly, we are showing here that our certified forests are contributing to the ecosystem services. Just show you the tool that this is we developed. So it's a live version you will have in the presentation. You can translate this in your PC. For example, as I was saying, the carbon sequestration or soil organic carbon, when you click, so you can click different municipalities. Forest management units are available, but is not openly here, open the public, but it's available for the forest owners. So as I said, for example, certified forest management unit, there is one forest management unit in this municipality, and then 46.18, this is the soil organic carbon ton per hectare for medium level. We included only medium information because we don't have available space to put all the information. So 46, for example. And then when we come to for the non-certified, it gives us what is there. But let's go for Barcelona, for example, when we select. So in total, we see that, for example, for soil organic carbon, we have 58 ton per hectare the carbon sequestration, but non-certified forest has 18.45. So clearly, it shows that certified forests are contributing ecosystem services. So that was idea to show and also inform the forest owner, manager, decision-making, what is the availability of ecosystem services in this forest management units. So, and then the second part of the work that we done in DigiMedFor, this is we created AI powered ecosystem services tool. So first one that we did with PFC for the forest certified forest. Secondly, our work was to work with the existing ecosystem services tools. Why we create this? In the beginning of my presentation, I explained to you that we did some market analysis. We talked with the forest owner, forest manager, some consultancy companies, because they do consultancy for the forest management plans, etc. And then they indicated us that the data is not easy to find it, difficult to identify, difficult to find in the Google, let's say, or hard to compare which tool I can use for my forest. Imagine you're a forest manager or the consultant or the researcher that you want to use some ecosystem services tools, like I showed you forest lab that we did, forest laboratory. Imagine you find this tool, but you don't know if it's useful for you or not. Or maybe you are not sure if it's compatible for your location, that for your forest that you have. So then you are confused. So what tool I can use? What purpose or which conditions? Is it okay for my location or no? What kind of data I need to have to use this tool? So then we created a platform with the help of intelligence artificial that to solve the problem that we merge all the tools to one platform. So what we did, we show, of course, we did for the Spain level, but we included international tools. We classified the ecosystem services types. We allow the user select, make different decisions. We make them, they can maybe say, I have the knowledge of the basic. So then they can select their basic tools to, it's easy for them to understand. Or they are expert, they want to see only advanced level tools. So they can select different. I will show you right now. So, but our platform is not calculating ecosystem services. It shows, it helps to make decision which tools they can calculate through the assessment of ecosystem services. So the tools looks like that. I will go to platform to show you more details. So this is our DigiMedFor website. We little bit included here the basic information, who can benefit, etc. If you're interested, you can visit. So then I will click visit the platform. Then it opens the tool that we developed. And let me make it sure that it's in English. Okay. So as I said, so you have the basic information, what is this tool for, etc. As I said, we extracted the existing tools to calculate ecosystem services. So we have 21 of tools listed. We can add more. If you have some idea to add some tools, for example, from Ukraine, etc., that you feel that can be used internationally, you can also contact us that we can add some tools. If you know some international tool that is not showing here, we are always happy to improve this platform. So we listed some guidelines. That is international guidelines for ecosystem services. So for example, when you click here, you will see what is this tool for, basic information. And then if you want to read more, you can read more about the tool. And then if you click learn more, it will direct you to the website of the tool. So as you see, the forest lab I showed you earlier from my research center. So it's here. And it's also, you can see here what kind of ecosystem services it's showing us, the definition and the link. So, and then you see, for example, FSC ecosystem services impact tool, or we have here FAO, some tools for carbon calculation, etc. So here you can select according to your level, usability level. Maybe you will say, I am the basic level, so I don't understand much. So then you can select basic, or you are intermediate or advanced, you can select advanced if you want to use advanced tool for the calculation of ecosystem services. As well, we have the list of ecosystem services with legal information, that what is this ecosystem service means, that which one you can select. So if you select carbon sequestration and apply, you will see 18 tools inside 21 has the carbon sequestration ecosystem services. Or you can select biodiversity ecosystem service, and then we have 14 tools available. And then you can compare these tools. As I was telling, this is more helps you to analyze which tool is easy for you to use. So you can select like this, and then you can go to compare, and you can see from who developed, for what geographical coverage. So, for example, in your case, if you are from Ukraine, you want to use one of these tools, this Basoko system Basque Country in the north of Spain, they developed their regional tool. So maybe in this case, you need to consider if it's useful, because just for this region, if it's compatible for your region, you can check it. But in this case, we have more international tools that is available for more international use. And then you can see the level of the tool, if it's easy to use or difficult to use. The ecosystem services are listed. Maybe you have some ecosystem service, biodiversity, and you want to use this Basque system tool, but you cannot use because there is no availability. Or the data requirement, what kind of data you need to have to use these tools. Also, you can see you have some remote sensing data. I know that in Ukraine, you are developing right now the remote sensing national inventory data. It has, sorry, my ignorance, I checked like this. So for example, if you have remote sensing data in your country available, maybe this tools RES is better for you because it works with the remote sensing data. Or limitation, what kind of limitation there is, so you can check and decide what tool you would like to use. So this is the overall of the tool that we developed to show existing tools to put in one place for the forest manager's needs. And coming to the third part. So, okay, we first mentioned why we need this digitalization, why we need to digitalize the ecosystem services. We mentioned that forest owner, forest manager needs more concrete data, and then we know that forest comes from complex systems. As much as we help the main forest manager, that with the digitalization, we will make their life more easy. But what benefits else we take from these tools for this digitalization of ecosystem services? This kind of tools development, why we do? Of course, I was mentioning always the carbon, because the carbon certainly a really decent topic that is the most easy to calculate, most measurable, and most monetizable ecosystem service, that easy to enter to carbon market, that is some concrete that you have in your forest. Even you do forest management, sustainable management, of course, with the sustainable forest management, you are improving the carbon, but even you do the normal forest management in your forest, the carbon is there. So why you don't enter the carbon market, why you don't calculate your carbon sequestration data in your forest to enter the carbon market? Because this is extra value. As we know, always we have been talk about wood production. Yes, of course, we start to talk, of course, non-wood forest products like mushroom, some oil, some different that we get from the forest to use. But at the same time, lately, we start to talk about the carbon because this is provided by the forest. And we know that voluntary carbon market is growing, and that's the reason it's easy for us with digitalization to digitalize our data, understand what we have in our forest management unit, and then after understanding, after evaluating the data we have, we can enter the market. Of course, this is a process, a long process. It takes time, certification, etc., etc. But this is the first step to do with digitalization, to our work to help the forest owner or forest manager to calculate this. Again, to say, our tools are helping to calculate or forwarding next step to calculate the carbon in your forest management unit. And of course, with our tools, we show all the tools transparently that you can work better. And then you can see what certified, non-certified forest, what you have. And then with our tools also, the second section will be more talked data traceability in DigiMedFor process. So as I was telling, that with the digital tools, you can do the assessment of the carbon sequestration. You can register your project, forest management unit or whole project, monitor, report, and you can create carbon credit. That this will be strategically help you to create more opportunities for your extra value for your forest. So this is our idea to transmit from all these applications that or these tools we developed for the digitalization, that we believe, of course, we are not providing one tool to enter the carbon market, but this is a process. We are helping with these tools to reach the carbon market easily. So this is all for what is the advantages of the digital tools to enter carbon market. So permit me to explain a little bit what we learned. So to share my experience in this project. So when I was developing these tools with PFC, with Consortii Forestalling, they are Forest Owner Association for private forest owners, CFC. So we were discussing, we were meeting with some forest owners, etc. We understood that even though we developed a perfect tool, this can fail because we need to test. We need to understand if we are oriented for the user. Doesn't matter we are developing amazing tool. This will fail if it's not user friendly. So we always try to develop this tool with the feedback. So we send the survey, we send this tool link to forest owner, manager, PFC Spain evaluated as well. Forest Owner Association evaluated, direct forest owner evaluated, consultants, they evaluated our tools because, repeating, perfect tool can fail if it's not for user friendly. So this was our case. That's really important that we direct the user's need. And of course, data quality is reliable forest inventory data is essential. Harmonize data, analyze data is increase more trust. Of course, government collaboration strengthens the legitimacy. And market fragmentation is a barrier, but there is a lot of tools exist online in the international level. So you need to reach them somehow. My suggestions to access them and make a platform that we did. Use intelligent artificial intelligence because we are in this time of the living that the AI is in our life. So as much as we can use for our traditional forestry, this will help us to improve more. And co-creation is essential, collaborating with forest owner authorities, regional authorities, some NGOs, consultants, that this also creates a better tool. And then, so for my case, so of course, after learning these experiences, sometimes we got really bad feedback in the beginning. We needed to improve a lot. So we learned it actually, but what I could suggest to Ukrainian forest, for the forest managers in Ukraine, forest owner, NGOs, some consultancy companies, or the regional authorities who are here, I suggest start with easy that you can measure in your ecosystem service. You can create a platform, a perfect platform. Again, it needs to contribute your local value. You can calculate, for example, biodiversity. There is biodiversity credits that we talk lately in Europe, but the market still not developed is under development. So calculating biodiversity credits maybe will not contribute to the forest owner right now, maybe in 2 years, 1 year, or 5 years, yes. So my suggestion, try that you can easily measure, and the local authority, local could benefit maximum. So in this case, my suggestion to start with carbon, even though carbon market is always increasing, decreasing, the values are changing in the market, but the market exists, and we know that we can enter because we can sell our carbon credits in the market that we generate from our forest. How we generate restoration, plantation, or only sustainable forest management, that you do sustainable forest management in your forest, you can generate credits because carbon credits are there, already exist. So start with the easy that you can measure and benefit for your country or for your region. My suggestion is carbon, because also you can get international climate financing. You can get a lot of investors, private and international investors, that invest in your forest for the carbon credits. Also recovering the land in your country, etc. So this is also taking attention to from the investors. Start small, from small pilot case. In this case, select a key pilot, key region, how big you want to do it. Collaborate with universities, get the data from them. If they have some statistical data, you can use their data. You can use the national forest data. As I see that you have remote sensing based forest inventory data developing currently, it's perfect to use. Collaborate with the government, academy, NGO. Forza is amazing, doing amazing job, so they can facilitate you some data or help you to maybe analyze this. And create standards ecosystem services indicators for your national level. Because my experience, some ecosystem services that I showed to you, is for Spain, for Catalonia. So you need to create your standard, you can create your ecosystem service indicators. List what ecosystem services you have, what is most benefit. Take the small pilot, collaborate, and use the data that you have, statistical, forest inventory, remote sensing data. And of course, coming to the PFC certified forest, collaborate with PFC Spain, PFC Ukraine. As we show that, of course, certified forest has more, contributing more to ecosystem services. That will also increase your recognition of your land better, and also increase investor confidence if your land is certified. So, and also the last suggestions, of course, you creating whole this digitalization platform, standardizing the ecosystem services, creating digital platforms of ecosystem services in your country, in your region, will help for recovery and EU integration, will give more transparent for carbon, increase international confidence for the investors. They come to invest in your forest than somewhere else, for example. Then this will help will create long-term recovery strategy for the forests of the Ukraine. And of course, the most important thing, will contribute to local economy, forest owner, manager, the local forest or private forest. And of course, this is the nature that where we live. We will sustain better, we will manage better for the future. So that's all my suggestions from my experience. So this will just finalizing. This digitalization will help to Ukraine to create forest restoration, climate finance engagement and sustainable forest government, sustainable forest management for better economic opportunities, for the better ecological value of the nature. So that's all from my side. I am not sure if I am on the time or we have time more.
I'm very thankful, Burchi, for your very interesting input. I would be. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're almost on time, and dear colleagues, right now, as Natalie has mentioned earlier, this is the time for Q&A session. Please raise your hands, engage, activate your microphones, and I think Burchi will be happy to answer questions. Okay. So, Igor Budzinski, you're welcome to turn on the microphone. Good morning, dear participants of this workshop. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's quite a relevant topic. I have a following question. Tell me, please, the platform you just described to us. How is this platform? How is it? What kind of legislative framework is used for the creation of this platform? Do do you so so is can you use it? So what is the legislative framework used for the development of this project of this platform? And can you use this data for further integration into legislative framework of the country?
Thank you, Ihor, for the question. Which platform exactly you are mentioning? I didn't understand.
Craft, the one that you showed us.
Forest Laboratory.
What is the official status of this platform? So what is the official status of this platform? What is the legislative framework or basis for the creation of this platform?
Okay, so it has been developed under a different project, so which I wasn't in that project, but is our research center has been developed. So this forest laboratory is for only Catalonia region to help the forest owners, managers in that region of the Spain. So you can install the data without problem. Is open platform, so it's free to use. But I'm afraid how you can use this data in your country, because we use our forest inventory data for this platform. You can install, but there will be no equivalence in your country. But it's open to use 100%. The legislation has been done with the EU legislation because it was EU project. Yes. Okay. In this case, this data is, as I said, it has been used forest inventory data. So it is 100 from the Spanish government, this data. So it's 100% accurate data. And then the statistical data, which I was mentioning, this has been provided. So it has been taken from the university articles, statistical data that the researcher that has been done provided this to public. So in this case, totally 100% accurate data, and it's publicly presented, and it's also has been funded by EU. So in this case, it's totally accurate data that we can present in our region without any problem.
We're running out of time. Igor Buksha was the second hand that I saw. And please be very brief. Thank you, Burcu, for your interesting presentation. I represent the Forestry Research Institute, and I'm interested in the data that you used for the evaluation of the ecosystemic services. All of them are based on the national interior forest. Do you have access to such data? Do you have direct access to inventory server, including the coordinates of the land plots? Because the information you showed is the geospatial information. Yeah, is this data sufficient to conduct carbon credits on the level of the forest management units, or is this or you can evaluate the ecosystemic service only on the national level or on the level of the unit? This is my question.
Okay, thank you, Ihor, for your question. Yes, actually, we have both data. We have the geographical location that I showed you in the Forest Lab that I showed you in the first platform. The second platform that with PFC's Spain collaboration, we developed this platform. This is for forest management unit that we got from geographical locations. So we did this just for Catalonia level, but we would do for whole Spain for more bigger work. But we can, we have the data from national inventory data, we have the geographical location, we can merge this and create the digitalization of the ecosystem services. But we only did for Spain, but yes, geographical location we have for forest management units, and we develop for that. And I didn't show this data because it's a confidential data for the forest owner, but we have forest owner data, forest management unit data comes from the location, from geographical location of each forest management unit. And we can do for whole Spain as well that.
Дякую.
Do you remember that Burcu said that the data that she presented was on the level of the communities or territories, and there is some part of the information for limited use for the forest owners based on forest units. So these are available only for forest owners. Thank you, Burcu. Miss Ala, I see a hand. Thank you, Burcu, for very interesting and information very rich presentation. I have a brief question. Can you provide the financial results, outputs of your project? Can you provide some information? What was the financial benefit for the forest managers and users who participated in this project? So what are the benefits?
Okay, thank you, Allah, for this question. Amazing question, actually. So we have, I might say two things in this respect. First, so when we collaborate with the forest owner, the developing these tools, so it was voluntary based. So in our DigiMedFor project, we have a partner. They are private forest owner association. So they are inside the project. So they helped us to give feedback, but they also connected us with the forest owner face to face. So they did this voluntary. So of course we provide them the ecosystem services data if they want to work on it. But for now, they didn't ask any data to enter carbon market, because also in Catalonia region, all the forest management plan has the ecosystem services data accurately. The medium data, they have it, but we gave them specifically for each management unit. So, but this is one thing that they did this voluntary. So they didn't ask, for example, to me that if they want to enter the carbon market. So we didn't guide in this respect. But we have the second, so I will give you another relevant answer. We have another project in Catalonia, Spain, has been done, another European project. We will not be part of that, but I was closely watching the results of this project. they developed this similar framework for Catalonia. So what they did, so this is, I can share right now in this chat, what they did, they took the forest, they agreed with the forest owners, they took their forest, they calculate the carbon credits, they evaluate it, they certify it, they put the platform, now it's available to sell. So this is direct benefit for the forest owner. So this has been done in different projects. So in this case right now, those credits are sell on the system. So they can, some companies, anyone who is interested, those credits, direct benefit forest owner, they are on the sell, but not in our project. I will put the link here. So it's really interesting project, directly helping for the monetization of their carbon credits. So that's all.
Thank you, Birch. We have one more hand raised here. Have a look. I think it's going to be the last question for today. Let me remind you that the recording will be available. Birch, you just told us that she would share the presentation with the link to these instruments, to these tools. And I saw that Busha just posted the link to the last project she mentioned. Sergey, you're welcome to speak. Just so, do you consider within your project this stats of the pilot forest plot in Ukraine to evaluate what you have recommended us to do? Maybe let me answer this question. Yes, you. This was logical, conclusions, which allows us to proceed to the second part of our seminar, where we will discuss other instruments. But let me answer you briefly. Each member of this partner would select the tools that they are going to test in their country. We have several partners like that. Fords selected other tools for test, and we'll talk about it later. But I believe they're as interesting and as important as the tool that we heard and we were mentioned by Burchard. So in order to make this information more shareable and more popular, and to make sure that digitalization is working and is simplifying the data processing, digitalization allows this data to be more transparent and more comparable. For instance, the last four platform showcased by Burch, where you can compare 21 instrument. I wasn't even aware about this possibility. Now I have one platform where I can see that for certain purpose I can use this tool or another tool, or it will provide me information about X and Y ecosystem services. So I think there will be more projects in this domain because this is very important work. Burchi also shared her direct email. She's open for communication, for questions. And we're very thankful for that. Like now you can see the number of participants is growing. Thank you, Burcher. And so if you're able to stay with us, we would be thankful for that. We will have another hour work. We'll be able to hear other speakers, and I was very pleased. To see that the first speaker was a woman. So because we promote the gender equality in our work, and our second part is dedicated will be dedicated not only for Ukraine but for broader audience. So now I will switch to English and since we mentioned in our agenda the working language is English, so you'll be able to hear me and other English-speaking lecturers in Ukrainian, but for those who are going to connect to this conference, I will repeat some other things that I mentioned to our Ukrainian audience earlier. So once again, and so let me switch to English.
Until people join, just maybe a little check. So I see Luigi, I see Matteo, and we have two other speakers. Vincenzo? I have so many screens.
Antonio is here.
Yeah, on behalf of DigiMedFor, we are here, Rodrigo and I.
Ah, okay, cool. Antonio, I see you. Thank you. Okay, I think colleagues, it's time to start. So I would like to very warmly welcome you on our webinar, Digital Tools for Wood Traceability in Smart Forestry. My name is Lesia Loiko. I am the head of NGO Forza, Agency for Sustainable Development of the Carpathian region, that for 16 years already works as an NGO and 20 years as an international project in the field of sustainable forest management, multifunctional forestry, and close to nature silviculture. We are very pleased to be partner in the DigiMed project that is supported by European Union within the Horizon Europe program. And being the only one partner from Ukraine, our role in this project is to test digital tools that are developed and introduced to a wider range of partners and countries within the DigiMed project. So this webinar today will explore you set of digital tools supporting the traceability of the wooden resources, and particularly the traceability platform system and some other tools that allow to make the forestry more transparent and the data more reliable. But before we start, I would like to suggest you how to use the interpretation today, because we have a simultaneous interpretation into Ukrainian. So please go to the bottom part of your screen, and you will have you will see a pictogram, 3 dots or additional, or a globe next to it. So if you see the globe directly, then please click on this globe and use the English language channel. This is for English speaking participants. And українці, як і раніше, будь ласка, якщо ви до нас тільки приєдналися, знайдіть піктограму глобусу і виберіть канал українська мова. If you see the 3 dots, then please click on 3 dots, and then you will see the globe, and then you do all the next steps, choosing the English language channel. Якщо ви бачите 3 крапки, то, будь ласка, зайдіть і виберіть глобус, піктограмку або переклад, і виберіть канал українська. Це для тих, хто володіє українською, ті, хто володіють обома мовами, залишаються на каналі українська англійська. So I hope it worked out. And you know, as we are already many years using Zoom, I kindly ask you to keep your microphones muted for now, but feel free to drop your question in the chat throughout the presentations you will hear, or we will have a section for discussion and questions answers. So with this, I would like to give the floor to Luigi Saulino, who is a forest scientist in the University of Naples, where he conducts the research and the teaching within the Department of Agricultural Sciences. His scientific focus is on the ecology of Mediterranean forest ecosystems and the application of remote sensing technologies to environmental monitoring. He currently serves as a coordinator of the project. So Luigi, the floor is yours, and we will learn now more about the DigiMed project. And please, you can share your screen.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks, Lesia. Thanks, Natalia, for your effort. Now I would like to share my screen just to introduce and give an overview of the project. Give me a few seconds. Okay. I'm sharing here. Are you seeing the screen? Sorry. Yes. Okay. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to this webinar on digital tools for traceability in smart forestry. My name is Luigi Saulino. I'm a forest scientist from the Department of the Agricultural Science at University of Naples, Federico II in Italy. Today, I will guide you. I will give an overview of the DigiMedFor project. It is an initiative funded by European Union to promote innovation in the Mediterranean forest management. Let's begin by looking at what this project is about and why it's relevant today. So it is founded under the Horizon Europe program, specifically the Harnessing the Digital Revolution in the Forest-Based Sector Code. And it falls under the Horizon Innovation Action. We started on 1st June of 2023 and ran for 36 months. We are now approaching the end of the project. And it has estimated about 6 million of euros. So this show also this strong commitment that at European level to supporting digital transformation in forestry around Europe. So DigiMedFor is carried out by a large and diverse consortium and also beneficiary. In total, we have 21 beneficiaries from 11 countries, representing research institution, university, company, and forest-related organization. Here you see a first group of partners from Italy, Finland, Belgium, and Greece. And this geographical diversity ensures that we cover the variety of a forest environment and supply chain context typical of the Mediterranean and European landscape. Here is a second group of beneficiaries coming from France, Croatia, Turkey, Tunisia, and Ukraine. So this mix of European and extra-European Mediterranean partners strengthens the project potential impact also across the entire Mediterranean region. It also reinforces opportunity for knowledge exchange, innovation transfer, and long-term collaboration in sustainable forestry. I don't know if I'm...
I was about to say that the slides are not changing. Yes,
yes,
now
it's
good.
changing. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, now we are here. Sorry. So Mediterranean forests present both opportunities and challenges across the forest, food, and non-food supply chain. So that is the reason why we identify three main sectors that can greatly benefit from digital solution. One is forest monitoring and the inventory systems. The other is traceability and grading of wood resource and other products, and also decision-making process for forest planning. These represent the backbone of our innovation roadmap and guide also the development of the project activities. Mediterranean forest, sorry. That I have to change because I cannot. Okay. So digital technologies offer a unique opportunity to also bridge the gap between forestry stakeholders and digital experts. So our approach is a focus on a major process, increasing the number of digitized and inventory forests through harmonized data collection. We try also to counteracting illegal logging by improving certification and traceability of woods, by using traceability tools, optimizing also the forest wood supply chain through new knowledge-based management system related to decision supporting. So in short, we are building both technological tools and also the condition for their adoption. Just to something related to the project. So the project is structured in the 7 work packages, each led by different consortium members. So UNINAN coordinates both the management of project and also the work package 4 related to decision supporting system, while CERT led 4 from Greece, CERT leads for the digitalization, and CNR leads the grading and the traceability of wood resources. So we have also GPL that oversee demonstration with the end users and the pedal that ensures sustainability and uptake. while HALART leads stakeholder engagement and dissemination of the inside the project. So this structure ensures coherent progress from technology development to testing and adoption. Just to give you one moment, sorry, there's a problem here with, okay. With the project, we had also the opportunity to establish 4 pilot sites spread across Italy, Greece, and Spain. So each focus on a specific challenge. In Italy, we focus the attention on wood qualification, tagging, and traceability, so developing of this type of digital tools. In Greece, we combine ground-based and remote sensing to improve forest inventory, while in Spain, we develop some tools to monitor and trace forest wood by using a smart app application, and also we simulate ecosystem services and digitalization of ecosystem services. So these pilot sites allow us to test technology in real operational condition. In addition to the pilot, we have 5 replication sites in Croatia, France, Tunisia, Turkey, and Ukraine. So this site allows us to test the digital solution and also the adaptation of our solution to different ecosystem and forest management frameworks. They also support early adoption beyond the core pilot area. Just to conclude now, okay, this is a short overview of the project. So to conclude, DigiMedFor aims to modernize Mediterranean forest management by integrating advanced digital tools through the forest wood supply chain. Our goal is to promote sustainability, transparency, efficiency, while supporting local stakeholders and valorizing forest resources. So thank you for your attention. For more information, please visit, I kindly suggest you to visit our website and follow the news. And I will now happy to give the floor to the next speakers. So thanks for your attention.
Yes, thank you very much, Luigi, for this concise presentation of the project and for your welcome words. We are a bit not in time, so I kindly ask the next speakers to be concise and to the point. And actually now we go to the presenting the specific technologies. And I would like to give the floor for Vincenzo Maria Ascione. He serves as a business development and quality manager at TopView, based in Italy. With an academic background in economics, he focuses on business growth, quality standards, and coordination of research projects. Within the DigiMedFor project that we are participating now in this webinar, he coordinated the TopView's work on data traceability platform system development and led the activities for the pilot and replication site. I just would like to add that we worked very much closely with Vincenzo, because the tool that TopView worked on, we also present and try in Ukraine. So Vincenzo, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Lesia. Good morning, everyone. Now I'm sharing my screen for the presentation. Okay. Please confirm that I'm showing the right.
Yes, but not yet in the. Yes, good, go.
Thank you. So I will show you very briefly the traceability platform we developed in the DigiMedFor project, and we'll focus on the traceability done by drones, and thanks to the mobile app developed by our partner. And mostly how we store all this data, the traceability data, on blockchain private node. The data traceability platform system is designed for addressing the digitalization of traceability information for forests in the Mediterranean area, which are characterized by very low scale with respect of Northern Europe forests. And then our target users are forest management companies, logging companies, and also external stakeholders like auditors and buyers. The logic of the platform is to provide traceability of physical wood elements by coupling them with the RFID tags, physical tags. Each one of them has a unique identification number, and to which we can associate measurement and quality information. This information is stored on our platform, as well as the flight logs of drones recorded thanks to a device which we developed in this project, which is called Traceability device, Traceability box. So this is a visual representation of this system. The two modules, let's say the one based on mobile app and their RFID tags, and the one based on the traceability box installed on drone. All data collected are stored on the gateway and saved on synchronized on a blockchain private database, which enables the auditability of this data, and supports the claims of proper traceability and no deforestation claims of the forest manager or the trader involved in this transaction. I will try to be very, very, very fast. We collect a different type of data. As I mentioned, the data associated to the physical IDs of trees, logs, and sawn timber in terms of dimension, mechanical property, and quality classification, but also administrative, qualitative, and quantitative information of each single forest unit. Then we can visualize the baseline workflow of a typical operator, where he starts creating the forest unit inside the platform. He registers the RFID tags on the trees. Then he can do the service with the drone using the traceability box for tracking the flights. Then during the harvesting campaign, he can associate tags and register these tags attached to wood logs and sawn timber. For wood logs and sawn timber, he will be able also to add measurements and quality parameters. Then he will be able to register this data and generate a traceability report for external auditors or buyers. Now I will show you, try to show you quickly what we see on the platform. Tell me if you see still the presentation or the web page.
I think we see the presentation. We see a table with titles. Now we
okay. So I now share the screen.
Okay.
Sorry for that. So this is directly the dashboard of the forest unit we see in our account onto the data traceability platform. In this case, I will show you this forest unit, which is the one regarding the pilot one site, where we can see very briefly the elements were stored in the forest unit. So we see three main families: the trees, the woodlog IDs, and the sawn timber. Starting from the bottom, let's say, we can see that each sawn timber has a unique identifier, which corresponds to the RFID tag unique identifier. And we can see the reading time of the first reading time of this RFID tag, and also other information like the species and the mechanical quantitative observation like the width, the length, and the thickness of the sawn timber, and also the quality category of the item. Now we can see the parent wood log with this shortcut. And mostly the same logic applies. So the unique identifier, the reading time, the parent tree ID, and also the observation. In this case, we see the two measurements of diameter, the length of the wood log, and also the stiffness parameter measured with an external device associated to the Android app. We can now also see the parent tree ID of this family. And in this case, we also see the coordinates of the first reading time and the species, and also, of course, the woodlog IDs associated to the device. I will stay in this visualization and show you what we see instead, thanks from the drone side, let's say. We have two modes. One is a live mode where we can see if any flight is done on our forest unit in real time. But we can also have the replay mode where we can see, in this case, also for of course for the pilot one site, the first and the last survey done on the forest unit. So the first survey was done in September 2024. The last survey was done in July 2025. I go back to the presentation. Sorry for the time. And I will talk about the drones. So we have developed this device, which is an external device from the navigation and sensors of the drone, so it's totally independent. It's only installed physically on the drone, on top of the drone, and it is based on not only GPS satellites but also European Galileo constellation satellites, which provide an high added value service, which is called OSNMA, which basically is an additional ciphering of the satellite information, which prevents the position to be spoofed or altered in any way. On the device, we also have device hardware. We have also a dedicated chip that let's say digitally signs the data packet before it is transmitted to our blockchain node. This flow, we call it the chain of trust. And we can ensure with this configuration, when the box is connected to the internet, continuous chain of trust of this data. These data are, of course, not based on the drone sensor, are totally independent. So we can only assess the authenticity of the flight. In few words, we can demonstrate we did flights at that place in that specific time slot. Thanks to the activities in the replication site, we also have developed a second version of the logic of this system, because we experienced the problem with the network connectivity both in the Ukraine replication site and in the Turkish replication site. And we come to the fallback configuration to work to make the device work without internet coverage, which is also useful for areas, and it's typical for forestry, with very, very poor network connectivity. In this case, the flow is the same, but we upload the data, the tracking data, only in post-processing. But we can ensure still the authenticity because the data are the data packets are still digitally signed. Now I will show you another a part of a very nice video we did on the pilot one site regarding the flight activities. In this case, we opted to have a LiDAR and optical acquisition campaign, but the device logic and the traceability logic is independent and agnostic with regard to the type of survey we choose to do on the drone. The forest operator chooses to do on his forest unit. In this case, our strategy was to generate a 3D model before and after the harvesting to support the claims of no deforestation of the forest unit. In few words, we will be able to have a report based on this authenticated position data that we see in the live mode tracking visualization that we did not harvest more than what we were allowed to. But each use case can be applied, as well as the forest operator as an advantage to show a proper and correct forest management to its stakeholders. Also, in this case, for traceability and not deforestation purposes, but it's only one of the cases. In this case, you see the point of view of the drone ground control station, and I can cut here the video for time reasons. Sorry for switching the screen a lot of times. Now I'm going back to the presentation, and this is this slide regards the replication site I was describing before. Now on the ground side, we have the mobile app, Android app, which was developed by the CNR partner, which allows the user to use any Android device coupled with an RFID reader external device and a mechanical instrument, mechanical device for measurement of the qualification of raw timber. The workflow is very streamlined, so the user can add any item onto the system by reading its own RFID tags, starting from standing trees to wood logs and to sawn timber. For wood logs and sawn timber, you can also associate the measurements in terms of length, diameter, and also the stiffness instrument can measure basing on can calculate based on the length and on the mechanical wave velocity propagation a parameter useful for quality classification. As we've seen before, these readings from the app, once synchronized with the main system, are visible on the web page. So I will skip these slides because, of course, we already saw it on the platform. Now we can quickly see what we claim the blockchain based function. I think it's better to show you onto the web browser. So in case of the tracking information for the first survey, we can see that the information is verified on blockchain. So these data are automatically stored on the blockchain, and we can only visualize this page for auditing purposes. So we can see the list of positions. Each position is identified as its own test stamp, its coordinates, and also we see where on which platform, in this case Ethereum, it is stored. We have a total of 100 and more than 1,000 positions, and we can see every one of them. Then we can switch to the data collected on let's say on the ground, and of the forest unit of Alombrosa. And the same logic applies with a little different interface because different types of data are shown. So this is the unique identifier of the storage on the blockchain, and we can verify if we have time and patience to the correspondence of each tree ID onto the blockchain storage. Then we can generate a report of these information, which contains a sample of the trees, logs, and sawn timber object under the transaction activity, and we will be able to generate a PDF file if the system helps me. Yes, it is. And we can have this quick report, which can be shown to third parties. The most important part is these these two QR codes where external user can scan and access to the verification of the blockchain storage of traceability dataset for two different type of information. The one based on the RFID tags, the timber traceability dataset, and one based on the data traceability box. Then we have some general information of about the forest unit, which are uploaded on the platform, and also a sample, as I was saying, of trees, woods, and some timber. In this case, we don't have some timber, but we have this list of coordinates, which is the official coordinate, which are the official coordinates of the perimeter of the forest unit. I will finally get back to the presentation to close my intervention. And where it is, it's here. So basically, it was I show you live. It's on the slides for your availability, and we can also add additional data to the reports. And I only say thank you.
Thank you very much, Vincenzo. The ending was real quick. And yeah, I appreciate your presentation. It shows that a lot of work was done. There is a lot of technical data, and I expect some questions in our question and answer session. You see a lot of applause on the screen, which means that people really liked the information. But with this, I would like to switch to our next speaker. The time is running faster than I wish it would. And now I would like to check, will it be Rodrigo or will it be Antonio who will speak about the next?
It will be me, yeah. Rodrigo here.
Okay, hi Rodrigo. I haven't seen you at the beginning, so let me introduce Rodrigo Vegas. Is a product designer at an organization called DigiMedFor, based in Castilla y León, Spain, where Rodrigo defines and designs digital solutions to support the digitalization of the forestry sector. He has over 10 years of experience designing interfaces and digital experiences. So he will do an overview of the picture-based tracking system that was developed and we very much hope it will be useful not only for foresters in Ukraine, but also all around Europe. Please, Rodrigo, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Lesia. Hi, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if it works. Okay, here it goes.
Yes, perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So as Lesia mentioned, I'm going to talk about the picture-based tracking system. This system is made of a few different solutions that work together in order to provide forest managers the tools necessary to keep track of everything they get out of the login site to the sawmill. Okay. So what did we do and how did we do it? We wanted to create a system that was easy to use, of course, and that allowed forest managers to keep track of everything they got out of the login site. And we created an application. Well, it's made up of two different solutions, but one of them is a mobile application, which is mainly used by the carriers. Okay. What they do is they use this application in different stages throughout the process of transportation. And with these pictures, we are able to gather some data about the whole the order that they are fulfilling. The different stages are, for example, when they go to the login site and they take the wood, and also when they deliver the wood at destination. The system will then process these images, and with some AI trained models and some calculations that we are able to do, we are able to give the users some information regarding that transportation before it even arrives to the sawmill, so they are able to manage better what is coming, and also to have more data about everything they do and all the traceability. So the purpose, as I said, is to mainly increase the control of timber shipments and bidding, and ensuring that the volumes extracted matches those previously agreed upon the both parts of the agreement when they buy wood, for example, or when they sell the wood. This is the first iteration of the mobile application, which is very simple. As I mentioned before, it's gonna be used by the carriers. It's very simple. We aimed at we put a lot of focus on this because the carriers are not very digitalized so far. They sometimes don't even use smartphones, so we needed to make something very simple. And basically what the application does is just allows them to take pictures whenever they are in the different stages. The application says, hey, you are gathering the wood now, so it's time to take a picture. Just take the picture from the back and then another from the side. They just click next, and that's pretty much it. But with that photo, we gather a lot of data, such as coordinates and some things that I'm going to show you later, okay? We're going to keep it simple and very conceptual. So if you want to have like a demo, or you want to see a demo and the workflow in action, you can just contact us throughout either the DigiMedFor or to us directly to have a demo. This is the second part of the system, which is, okay, you gather all the data with the application. Now, where does that go? So we created another part of the system, which is a web application, a dashboard, where you gather all the information coming from the carriers. Here, what we are showing right now is the first version of that web application. And basically what it showed was, okay, this is where you picked up the wood, this is your login site, and this is where it went, how much it took. And we are able to give some more things, such as, for example, with image recognition, which thanks to the AI model, we can see which logs are in the pictures. We can recreate them and compare them in the different stages and tell the user, hey, this load has changed from site A to site B. Check the load in case there's been any manipulation or anything missing or whatever, okay? They get alerts, and they can keep track of every single transportation made with their internal score of manipulation. Now I'm going to show you the updated versions of those alpha versions. What you can see here is a view containing all the orders being performed by the carriers. Here we have like a few in the left side, and in the right side you can see, sorry for the noise, by the way. And in the right side you can see all the active transportations being made. Sorry.
Yeah, I can continue with this while Rodrigo has some trouble with the noise. As he was explaining, this is the last phase in which the system is right now. It is conceptually what we have used as a previous platform, like the previous platform that he has been describing is what got to the carriers as a first phase to collect all the images and to try to train an AI system from there. This is what the system looks like right now in terms of what the different industry stakeholders are using. And the concept is that we are evolving from this state right now. Rodrigo, do you want to continue?
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for that, by the way. It has to happen live. Yeah, so if you click on any of those, I'm not going to get into too much detail right now, but if you click on any of those orders being carried, you can see several things. For example, if you want to contact the carrier, you can see their phone number, you can see their name, their company, and they can make reports. Imagine that one of the carriers has a flat tire or has any other issue. They can report that issue, and you get a notification in real time. You can call them, you can do whatever you want. We are trying to not only give the traceability data, but also we want to give them the opportunity to make better decisions when it comes to managing their facilities. And here is the second version of the application, of the mobile app. As I mentioned before, it's very simple. It just allows the carriers to take pictures. We try to focus the application on that. And on the right side, you can see how the image is being recognized, how the logs are being recognized. And what we do is we compare that recognition from site A to site B, and we give you an index of manipulation. And this is another cool thing that we can do with this system. What we're doing right now is not only we're going to give you an index of manipulation, we are also going to give you an estimation of the volume being carried before you can measure it. Thanks to the photos from the back and from the side, we are able to reconstruct a cube which contains all the volumes of all the logs detected, and it's going to give you an estimation of how much volume is being carried, as I mentioned before it arrives. This also gives you some opportunities to manage better your sawmill in order to make to space them out in time, the arrivals, for example, etc., etc. So far, we've been doing a lot of tests, and we have been working with many companies. So far, we've been working with 70 plus different companies from Spain, and I think also a couple of international companies too. And the results have been very good when it comes to the tracking system. They see a lot of utility in this, and we've been able to make it easy to be integrated in different platforms, because via exports, especially because there's many companies, and many companies have their own ecosystem of software, and it's a very complicated ecosystem. So we are trying to be as simple as possible and facilitating the users to export that data. And also, one of the main things that we've encountered is that usability is a challenge. No matter how easy you make the application, we are always trying to find ways to make it even easier for carriers, for example, because a considerable portion of them don't even use touchscreens yet. So it's a challenge. Some numbers, we've been working, as I mentioned, with 70 plus national companies so far. There's 90 plus users testing different roles. Every company can have multiple users, so they can share information inside their own company. And so far, we've been tracking more than 500 real transportations of real sites. And so we wanted to close with a few next steps that we're going to take with this system, because we believe it's something that is still evolving and improving. And companies have, the first one is that companies have started to see the tool in action, and they see the value in it. But it's very important that this tool has sense in a bigger ecosystem. It's really good to make traceability applications and solutions that are able to fulfill that gap, but it's part of a puzzle. So we have to give it the right shape. And we are trying to do that constantly all the time, making it easy to be integrated with different things. Second, again, usability has been a major concern. And so we have made several changes throughout the time to make the application be easier to use, but also if the carrier is not able to use this application for whatever reason, their phone dies, they don't have a phone, they don't have whatever reason, we are still able to provide some kind of traceability through other methods that don't require the carrier in that specific moment. It's not the same quality of traceability, but it allows the system to be complete in a sense. And lastly, scenarios can get more complex. When we are talking about traceability with this application, we are still talking about how we can trace it from the login site to the sawmill. But sometimes when you work in this sector, you are not doing such a simple workflow. You have to go through different places. You have to go from site A to site B to site C to the sawmill, or your carrier changes throughout the transportation. Therefore, we are trying to still make the application evolve a little bit with these things. And these areas that I mentioned, allowing for more complex scenarios, is one of the top priorities of our development right now. And that's pretty much it. As I mentioned before, if anyone wants a demo, we're here to show the complete platform. I just try to keep it very conceptual and fast. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rodrigo, for this presentation. And just maybe before we go to the next speaker, yes, you also have an appreciation applause, means for people it was very much interesting. So once again, in our project, DigiMedFor, basically we have 3 groups of partners, yes, if I put it simplified way. So we have technical partners like we heard from Vincenzo or Rodrigo or Burcu today earlier, that develop the technologies. And as you see, these technologies are still kind of living. We test them, yes, and we provide feedback, and the work continues. The second group of partners were the piloting partners, as you heard from the presentation of Luigi. And the third group of partners are this also, let's say, replication, or we call in Ukrainian testing partners as well, that test these instruments. So now I would like to give the floor to representative of the model forest Montagna Fiorentina. It was a demonstration at the pilot site. This is Matteo Mazzoni, who holds a degree in forestry sciences and landscape architecture. Since 2003, he has been working in the model forest, and he served there as a project officer and is involved in European projects and also DigiMedFor project and Horizon Synthetic project with a focus on territorial planning and valorization of forest resources. I will ask Matteo to be really, really concise, as we have, let's say, 10 minutes to the end of the hour, and we still would like to give floor for some clarification questions at the end. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Lesia. Thank you very much to everyone. Thank you, Luigi, for the possibility to present our work here in near Florence in our association. I will share my screen to show you our work. Okay, you should see the screen now. Cool. So, Foresta Modello delle Montagne Fiorentine is an association, is a NGO, and is a non-profit organization in Tuscany that promotes sustainability forest management and rural development. It brings together local communities, public and private stakeholders to protect forests, support the local economy, and encourage environmental education. This is one of the meaning that we are often inside European projects like DigiMedFor, and with us there are many other model forests in spread across the world. We are part of the Mediterranean Forest Network, just like Croatia model forest in or in Greece, in Spain, in France, and so many countries. So the model forest is already a model for a network between association and community like that across the Europe, across the world. In particular, for this project, we worked in both the public and private forests with some local companies undertaking several activities to promote the use of local wood. The model forest of Montagna Fiorentina works a lot about the promotion of local woods and others goods, but we are very focused about wood properties and forest. The technology that were developed and tested in real cases, analyzing wood of Douglas fir in principle, and as I said, in 2 private and 1 public forests. About the public forest, we will show you a video about it, because on the 26th of September we had a training day in Vallombrosa, that is very particular and special forest of our territory, very near Florence, at about 1 hour from Florence, and is a natural reserve, a biogenetic natural reserve, property of the state, Italy state. And we did a full day training event with local stakeholder and decision makers. And the event featured a practical session of EU deforestation regulation, hands-on demonstration of digital tools and forest inventory, and of course, traceability, and interactive activities focused on sustainable forest management. Vincenzo showed you just before the technology. I will show you, thanks to this video, how the technology are taking on the ground. And I don't know if the sound will work, but don't worry, it's just music, so you will not lose anything. Mm. And that's how the technology works actually in the field. Then after the training day, after the pilot session, we made a questionnaire for the stakeholders and the decision-making people that were were there during the training with the help of Deep Blue, and I have to thanks Andrea Capaccioli for this work. And I'll show you very briefly some of the results of this questionnaire about the using of the technology that we just presented to you. The main people were from freelance and forest worker, and the forest managers and public administration. The concept of the end-to-end traceability system wood was concerned very useful from quite all the people present in the field. And in here you can see how the platform used for this application was considered very useful as well. Sorry. And compared to the traditional method, the use of this technology had very good potential, as you can see from this graph. And this is one very important thing, I think, very important thing that we asked to the people if they how high was the level of the technical skill and training necessary for using those technology, and more than the half of people answered moderate, so it's quite easy to, it's a technology that is quite easy to use. And about the preliminary perception of cost effectiveness of this technology, how you can see is a little bit concerned, because of course it's one of the problem about this technology. Indeed, you can see in the list of limitation and concern, one of the first is about the cost, the value, and the others are about general concern, the limitation about forest work. I see environmental variability, water events. One thing that is quite difficult to do, but is quite useful, is to combat the resistance of change, because the forestry worker are very hard to change right now, but it's inevitable to do. And I will conclude with the potential advantages about the use of this technology, and there are many. And the more important, I think they are the reliable traceability, of course, and the increase of transparency. This is one thing that we need to improve, and we will be asked to improve for all of us in Europe, and not only in here. So I think that technology developed in DigiMedFor are very useful, and these pilots are demonstrating that. So thank you very much. I was more briefly that I could, and thank you through everyone, Blaisa and Luigi, and so on.
Yes, thank you very much, Matteo. And yes, there was a lot of information. And as you could see, now is a section for question and answers. You also have some uploads. So please think of your questions. I know we are over the hour, but I would appreciate if you could stay, let's say 10 minutes more. I think we can make it, and also appreciate the work of our interpreters. So until you think of your questions, we have two questions from Adriano Raddi, and I think this is to Rodrigo and Antonio. Hi, Rodrigo, is this app available, and which technology does it use? Photogrammetry, LiDAR, and so on?
Yes,
please.
I can answer this. Yep. Regarding the tracker application, it just it doesn't use photogrammetry and it doesn't use LiDAR. It does use references that we know from the transports, that we know exactly how big they are, and that's what we use. It's just counting pixels in a sort of way. But in terms of getting the masks, it does use some AI models that we use to segment each of the logs individually. But regarding the other question, which I think it also refers to us, is not for forest inventory, it's for timber on trucks. That's correct. Yeah. For forest inventory, we have another thing, just to give a little bit of more marketing, if it doesn't matter, Lesia.
Yes.
For the next, oh, excuse me, we have a little bit of works in the office today. Yeah, now it's good. So in the next webinar, we are going to talk a little bit about digitalization of inventories, which is in March, the start of March. In that case, if anyone is interested, we will talk about forest inventory there, okay?
Yes, thank you very much, Antonio, for the answer and also for this advertisement of our next event. I invite our participants to follow the DigiMed website, and you have there a section events and news. So there you will see the advertisement of the next event, but you can also look and have a possibility to watch the previous webinars. If you were not able to participate, the recordings are there. So are there any questions from the auditorium? And I'm so happy that we have so high interest to today's event. During the event, we have been 140 participants, which is, I think, amazing. I'm checking still the chat. So I think Adriano still asks Antonio and Rodrigo. He couldn't understand. Can he or anyone test this app? Is it available for others, let's say, than project partners?
Yeah, regarding the availability of the app, we have some replication sites that have had access to it in Tunisia and in Ukraine, for example. And the application is, you can have access to that.
Yes, and I see Antonio, yes, also send an information in the chat that you can ask for a demo in Nemus app. So as I understand, you shall upload the Nemus app and then ask for an access. And this applies, and you see the link to the Nemus app. This applies not only to Adriano, but I think any other participants who would like to do the test. And I see a hand from Vladimir Korjo. Please, Vladimir, be concise and yes, please tell to whom your question refers. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the information stated. It's really very decent and interesting and modern. But here in this aspect, I would like to ask you a question. Maybe this question for future events in this project. So in Ukraine, there is the project with the inventory of the forest roads. So the information about forest roads is absent. So my question is, maybe in the framework of your project, was it one of the goals or tasks? Thank you for that.
Who would like to take this question about inventory of forest roads and the tools that might be used for inventory of the forest roads, and do we plan to do it?
Regarding inventory of forest roads, we don't have them in this platform in Nemus, but from CESAFOR we have other tools that have this inventory of forest roads, and we could, I mean, if this stakeholder is interested, we can have a conversation about this tool in case they want to try it out in their area. I don't know.
Perfect, Antonio. Thank you very much. So we can connect Volodymyr, because we know him, with you, and then yeah, we can dive deeper in this issue. Any other questions, colleagues? Okay, I see Adriano got what he wanted. That's great. Thanks. Yeah, so maybe just a few words, let's say, before concluding this event. In Ukraine, we are, as a replication site, also testing instruments. So we have chosen, several tools that, from our opinion, would be very useful for further development of Ukrainian forestry in more transparent and sustainable way and mode. So we have chosen the Tristima application, and Natalia shared in the chat the link for the recording of an event that happened a bit earlier. And anyone who is interested in Tristima can watch this application. And if would like to test, then we can. You can contact us at Forza, and Natalia, I think, will share an email that you can contact us, and we can talk to you. Another tool that we were testing, the tool that was presented by Vincenzo and also by Rodrigo. And our first event happened in December. And if you were not there, it's not a problem. We are still going to have another testing event and for a wider audience. And if anyone from Ukraine is interested in participating, please leave your email in the chat so that we can contact you when the event is planned. I again would like to confirm that this recording will be available both in Ukrainian and in English on the DigiMed platform, and we will also send the link to the recording as well as the presentations. I hope all presenters agree that we can share the presentation to the emails of the registered participants. And this is last chance to ask the question. I know that's a lot of technical information and we need time to digest. So we at Forza are available. Natalia shared her email. We are located in Uzhgorod and work closely with foresters. So if there are no questions at this point, I would like to sum up our today's event. So I very much appreciate all our speakers' input for sharing these innovations, digitalization innovations into the wood traceability, let's say from different angles of this issue. I think for us it is clear, but I hope for you is also clear that integration of DTPS, the blockchain, drones is not just like, say, a modern tool, but this is a practical way for compliance and sustainability today. So thank you for the audience, for your attentiveness and the questions. If you still have questions, you have the email. I would like to extend a special thanks to our interpreters for their excellent work in making this webinar accessible to our Ukrainian participants. And as I said, let's stay tuned for upcoming webinars and events. Follow the DigiMed website, follow Forza website and our Facebook page. So thanks again, and let's make our forestry more smart, more transparent, and more digital. Thanks a lot, and I wish everyone a nice day. Thank you.
Дякуємо, до побачення.
Дякуємо.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Дякуємо, до побачення.
Дякую, до побачення.
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you everyone for joining. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Ludmila.
До побачення. Дякую.
Very interesting. Thank
До
you.
побачення.
Thank you. Really, thank you, Lisa. It's very interesting.